You didn't break, you transformed. They mistook your silence for defeat, not knowing you were building your strength in secret. Every time they said she'll never recover, heaven whispered, watch her rise. There comes a moment when everything you built on survival starts to crumble. The masks, the performances, the pretending that pain doesn't hurt, it all collapses. That's the breaking point most people fear. But as for an unbreakable woman, that's the initiation. She doesn't crumble to disappear. She crumbles to rebuild on truth because strength without authenticity is just a cage. She learns that healing isn't glamorous, it's private. It's the nights when you cry but still keep your faith. It's the days you show up even though your confidence hasn't caught up yet. You start reclaiming your power one boundary at a time, one prayer at a time, one no at a time. That's how unbreakable women are formed, not through applause, but through alignment. You realize you were never fragile, you were sacred. That's why not everyone could hold you right. People tried to study you without understanding your calling. They wanted access without accountability. But the unbreakable woman doesn't chase closure, she builds clarity. She doesn't seek revenge, she walks in revelation. Because peace is louder than payback. The woman you used to be was a blueprint. This one is the building. She moves with purpose now. Her worth is not up for debate. Her voice no longer negotiable. She forgives, yes, but she doesn't forget the assignment. Every scar is now a strategy. Every loss, a law of elevation. You can't destroy what was designed to be refined. That's divine architecture. You are the evidence that resilience has to face. You are the prophecy your ancestors prayed would live long enough to speak. You came apart to come alive again. This is for every woman who rebuilt herself in silence. Because people glorify being strong without talking about the weight that comes with it. Everybody loves your strength until it makes them uncomfortable. They call you powerful, but they keep testing your limits. They cheer for your resilience, but never ask what it cost. Being unbreakable sounds divine until you realize it also means you rarely get to rest. People get used to you surviving. You stop being checked on because you always bounce back. You cry silently because the world assumes you can handle it. When you're unbreakable, comfort becomes a luxury because even your pain is expected to be productive. You're the strong friend, the healer, the one everyone calls. But when your soul needs saving, the phone stays quiet. Strength can turn into solitude. You start believing you don't need anyone. That softness is really weakness. But the truth is, unbreakable doesn't mean untouchable. It just means your survival became your identity. You mastered endurance so well, you forgot how to receive. The danger? You begin to equate peace with loneliness and walls with safety. People see your victories, but not the cost. They see your glow, not the grief that built it. You learn how to show up even when you're empty, how to smile while bleeding inside. Unbreakable women perfect the art of holding it together while falling apart inside. But every armor has a crack, and sometimes pretending you're fine is the heaviest lie you carry. Society rewards the polished pain. They celebrate your resilience but rarely respect your humanity. They admire your story, but not your scars. When you set boundaries, you're difficult. When you finally speak up, you're an angry woman. The unbreakable woman isn't allowed to be human, only heroic. And that's the silent exhaustion no one warns you about. But here's the truth they don't teach. Being unbreakable doesn't mean refusing to bend. It means knowing when to stop carrying everything alone. God never asked you to be the savior, just to be whole. Rest is rebellion for the woman who's been taught to be strong for too long. Vulnerability is power in another language. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is be held. The world taught you how to be strong, but not how to be supported. You mastered survival, but now it's time to master sustainability. Strength without self care becomes self sacrifice, and that's not divine. The unbreakable woman finally realizes being strong isn't the same as being available to everyone. You can't pour from a soul that's always being sipped on. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's sacred management. Your body, your mind, your spirit, they are assignments. You protect them the way you protect a purpose. You stop explaining your boundaries and start enforcing them with silence. Every no you speak in peace become a yes to your healing. Boundaries are not walls, they're gates. They don't keep love out, they filter who gets in. The unbreakable woman knows that love without discernment leads to depletion. She learns to measure energy by fruit, not by feeling. You can love people deeply without letting them drain you. You start to speak a new language, one that doesn't sound like I'm fine. You ask for help without apology. You let people show up for you because isolation might feel safe, but interdependence is divine. God didn't call you to carry every burden. He called you to discern which ones are yours. The unbreakable woman stops proving she can do it alone. It starts choosing who's safe enough to do it with. There's power in your softness. That's what the world tries to weaponize. You protect it by slowing down, by resting, by being selective with your presence. You stop explaining why you need time off, quiet days, or solitude. You stop chasing validation that cost you peace. Remember this: you were never designed to be everyone's healer. You were designed to be whole, and wholeness requires space. The new strength is receptivity. You let love find you without suspicion. You let abundance reach you without guilt. You let blessings flow without needing to earn them. The unbreakable woman knows that God didn't build her to struggle, He built her to stand. And standing doesn't mean doing everything, it means being aligned enough to receive everything that's already yours. You are unbreakable, but you are also worthy of ease, softness, and rest. You don't owe anyone your exhaustion. You don't have to prove your strength to deserve care. Protect your peace and honor your space, and let love serve you too. You think you're walking alone, but heaven's been watching you rebuild the whole time. The tears you cried in silence were recorded. The strength you carried was not unnoticed. When heaven looks at an unbreakable woman, it doesn't just see her, it sees a lineage redeemed through her. In heaven's eyes, the unbreakable woman isn't just a survivor, she's a system restorer. She stands as the living correction of everything her bloodline endured. Heaven sees her choices as generational prayers in motion. When she forgives, ancestors rest. When she heals, curses break. When she says no more, heaven speaks, it ends here. She doesn't just carry herself, she carries the repair of everything that came before her. The women before her prayed for this strength. Some of them didn't have the language, only the longing. They couldn't speak what she now embodies. The silence of their suffering became the soil for her rise. Heaven doesn't see her as a woman struggling in isolation. Heaven sees her as the answered prayer of 1,000 unfinished stories. She's not new, she's continuation. There are witnesses watching her evolution. Those who bled in the fields, those who sang through chains, and those who wrote in secret. They all stand in the unseen realm whispering, keep going. Her strength vibrates through the generations. Every time she chooses peace over war, she shifts timelines. Every time she says, I won't repair this pattern, heaven applauds. because her healing becomes their freedom too. The unbreakable woman walks with divine security. Angels surround her in assignments. Some protect her path, others guard her name. Every attack sent her way becomes evidence of her calling. Heaven does not pity her pain, it honors her endurance. For every betrayal, heaven releases revelation. For every loss, a divine exchange. She's wrapped in a covering that confusion cannot penetrate. When heaven looks at the unbreakable woman, it sees legacy and not loss. Her obedience will outlive her. Her name will carry weight in realms that can't be bought. Her children will inherit clarity instead of chaos. The gates her ancestors couldn't open, she'll walk through with ease. And one day, heaven will whisper the final confirmation. She didn't just survive the system, she restructured it. Heaven sees you, unbreakable woman, not as a fighter in fatigue, but as a fortress in motion. You are the living covenant between your bloodline and divine justice. Thank you for visiting my channel. Stay covered, stay conscious, stay undefeated. See you on the next one. Bye bye.